All right, let's talk about Caleb Williams here and the Chicago Bears, who had an odd game, right? I mean, this was a game that it felt like Minnesota had it kind of locked up. All of a sudden, there was chaos at the end that allowed the game to go to overtime. Ultimately, the Bears lose the game in overtime. Let's talk about it all, the good, the bad, and everything in between of Caleb Williams' performance here. Before I do, though, real quick, I will just mention that I do have a movie channel. If you like watching movies, you can check that out. I do like movie reviews, stuff like that. If that seems like your kind of thing, the link is in the description below, Jackson Kruger Movies. But yeah, let's talk about Caleb Williams, starting off with this play, which was just a great play. So the concept itself, nothing fancy. You have a receiver running more of a setup route, trying to push a couple players who are covering deep, further deep. You then have another route that's going to be cutting more towards the sideline, really trying to get into a gap in coverage in between the two Minnesota players who are covering over the middle of the field. You're going to see Caleb Williams takes the snap, looks over in this direction, and as of right here, is there a window? Yeah, there's a window. I mean, it's not a big window. It's not one that, you feel great about, but you can see why he's making this throw. It's going to be a difficult throw to make, but look at that accuracy. I mean, that's threading the needle, isn't it? Ends up being a huge play because there's no one else in the area to cover. I mean, not an easy throw, and certainly one that some people would say, hey, don't take that chance, but it's a big risk, big reward, and they got the big reward on that one. And then just a couple minutes later, this play would happen. You have a Minnesota edge rusher here on a 2nd down and 12. Watch what he's going to do. He's actually going to get through untouched. Watch. As you see, blitz not picked up great by the Bears, but Williams is able to scramble out, and he's going to fire one just completely off balance. So great job by Williams to kind of, take it, prepare for, okay, this play isn't working. Let me get outside the pocket. You see that the running back, he was probably someone who should have stayed in and blocked, but he's running a route. Because of this, though, he is open. But watch this great throw to Swift. Swift is able to make the grab and pick up a huge gain. I mean, this is, when they drafted Caleb Williams first overall, this is what they were expecting to get. This was on the back of the box, right? This was what was one of the features of Caleb Williams, was being able to do something like this. And yeah, I mean, it's impressive stuff. Even a play like this is interesting to me. So this is a 3rd down and 12 that the Bears are in. You see the Vikings, they're going to drop back into zone coverage. They're selling as though they're going to be blitzing. You see how many players are on the line, but they're going to drop back into zone. You see the route I have on the screen, and you might be thinking, well, this route should be pretty good then, right? Because those players covering over the middle of the field are currently at the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to drop back pretty far. The safety who's in that area is going to drop back pretty far as well. So there should be a window over the middle. Watch, Williams takes a snap, but here's the interesting thing. The safety on the other side of the field, this is just why Minnesota's so good, is that they're just full of smart players. He says, well, there's no one I'm covering right now, but there's a window over here. Let me try to close that window. So Williams, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if he saw this. I think he might have, but either way, the ball gets there so quick that it doesn't matter. Even with a really smart play, in my opinion, it doesn't matter. They're able to still get the big completion because it was a great throw. So that's something that you certainly like to see if you're a Bears fan. Again, dangerous. Yes, Williams was definitely living dangerously, and sometimes it didn't work out. There certainly were some issues, and we can transition to some of those issues. Heading over here, there's still some of these plays which just need to be fixed. So this is going to be a 3rd down and 9 situation. It's 5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. The Bears are at their own 31-yard line. Williams takes a snap, and what happens here is he's expecting a receiver to cut who doesn't, and because of that should have been intercepted. It was dropped, but that could have easily been an interception, which would have been a bit of a back-breaking play right there. They still have a few of these, it's gotten better as the season has gone along, but they still have a few of these not getting on the same page plays. Watch. Over here, you kind of see a pretty similar thing, not quite on the same page of Keenan Allen there, so there was some contact in that one as well. That's there's reason why it can differ, I suppose, but still, a bit of clunkiness there was. But now I want to jump over to here, sort of towards the end game situation. He ran a really good drive to make this a 1-score game. Like, there was the one great play to help set up the game-tying field goal, and then, of course, the onside kick really helped. But here, the Bears are down 11 points, only 29 seconds left. Like, they don't have time to screw around here. Watch that Minnesota edge rusher. Once again, he's going to get through untouched. The Bears have to be better at this. A halfback was in the game on that side of the field, does not pick up the pressure. These are issues that have to be fixed. They just are. But watch Williams be able to sidestep him, gets over here. This is where things get interesting. So you see that Minnesota player. It's the classic conundrum, right? Of do you stay back in coverage and then there's the threat of Williams being able to rush in, or do you make sure that you run forward and at least, don't let him rush in? But if you do that, well, then watch what happens. You see that Williams, the player rushes in, Williams throws back, and he's able to get a touchdown there. Good stuff there by Caleb Williams. At the end of the day, probably have to stay back in coverage, trust your teammates can make the play, but either way, some good stuff here by Williams. And then on the 2-point attempt, which ended up being a really important play, as we know, the Bears would recover the onside kick and get a game-tying field goal. You see right here, it's really just a DJ Moore play. It's man coverage across the board. It's an all-out blitz for the Vikings. But when Williams takes a snap, Moore is just able to win this one-on-one matchup. He gets open, and they're able to make the play and get a touchdown, or get the 2-point conversion, I should say. So, yeah, some very good stuff here from Caleb Williams down the stretch. There were some issues. To me, the biggest issue actually happened in overtime. So this is the situation. The Bears actually win the coin toss in overtime. So after that craziness to tie the game up, you're thinking, okay, can we, drive down the field, get the game-winning touchdown, and not even have to, play defense here? Well, watch what happens. So first, the Vikings drop back. They only rush 3 at first. Another player is just spying Williams. He eventually kind of rushes forward just to take care of a couple Bears offensive linemen. But really, as I pause it right here, there's plenty of time. This is over 5 seconds into the play. For Caleb Williams, he still doesn't love what he sees. At a certain point, you do have to make a decision. Even right here, okay, now there is pressure. What's interesting is that when there is pressure, there also is an opportunity for Williams. There is a check down open. That guy's even raising his hand. Actually, there's 2 check downs right in that area that are open. You could flip it there. Maybe it goes for something, maybe it doesn't, but it's probably what Williams should be doing here. He certainly can't be doing what he ends up doing, which is he just takes the sack, and that just completely kills the drive. It was a 2nd down and 9. He could have even scrambled out, potentially, really just stayed there. Had he been able to at least not have that happen, you're in a situation where it's a 3rd down and 9. You have a chance to convert. In this situation, no chance to convert. You had to punt the ball away, and that ended up being the last time that the Bears had the ball. The Vikings then kicked the field goal on their possession and were able to win the game. So, unfortunate play there. But as a whole, I would say this is a very good game from Caleb Williams. He's certainly been inconsistent to start this season. He started off really poor, in my opinion. He then threw together a few really good games in a row, then threw together a couple not-so-good games in a row, and has now put together a couple good games in a row again. So definitely had some inconsistencies, but at least you're seeing the positives is what I would say. So yeah, those are my thoughts on all of this. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.